Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weaker today. I'm fighting a cold all week, so we're gonna get this stream started off by feeding Frou Frou. So let's sneak our way into the barn here. How many hands do I got? Never enough. Okay. Frou Frou, I'm coming in to see you. Oh, watch your head. There we go. Let's close this. And let's give Frou Frou her bottle. Oh, okay. How you guys doing? Welcome back to another live stream. I'm going to try to get you guys set up here. Let's flip the camera around. Give us a flashlight like Quabang. Let's look at little Frou Frou motoring around. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. Okay, Frou Frou. Okay, let me get her set up in such a way that I can give her some milk and see you guys. There you go. There you go. Today we took the donkeys out for a walk, and they did really well. We took them out on their halters and walked them down the road a little bit. Pretty successful. This guy's always chewing on me. Savtech, how you doing, buddy? We got TH Outdoors, MK Knife making Dark Night. Outdoors is the cure. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic Sunday. We're just going to bottle feed her quick, and then we're going to go hang out with the cows and the donkeys and the other animals while the baby goats are all over me, jumping up on me. Hi, guys. Hello. Did anyone get into anything crazy this weekend? Anyone do anything particularly exciting? I was just working on skirting in the underside of my house with insulation today. So screwing some insulation to the back of some plywood and putting it around the house since it's cold. And last year I just piled the insulation around the house with the snow. But this year we're going to secure it all. Oh, yes, I know. I know, Frou Frou. Give you a second to catch your breath. And Savtech says it's a great Sunday. Dark Knight says finally the exams are over. Yay. Which exams? High school? University? High school? What is it? Is it college? University exams? What kind of exams you taking, my friend? Okay, Frou Frou. Outdoors is the cure, said went fishing yesterday and planted cilantro and oregano as well. What kind of fish were you going for, my man? Dark Knight said college zoology. Nice. Well, as long as you, okay, here's the question for you if you're in zoology. What kind of animal is this? I'm going to give you a hint. It's not a sheep. If you get that wrong, I think you failed your exams. It's also not a dog. Okay. Do you need a break? We're going to give Frou Frou a break. She didn't finish it, but we're going to give her a break for her tummy to digest. She's got the hiccups. And we'll come back. We'll come back and give her more in a second. Let's go see all the other animals. Let me set the bottle down somewhere where nobody's going to get at it. Ugh. Georgia, how you doing? Amanda says, hi, chat. There are some cute goats. Yes, and Frou Frou. Haha. She normally tries to sneak her head out. But let's try to close the gate with one hand, which is never easy. And there. Okay, guys. I set myself up with a light, so it's blinding me, but you guys can see me, and I can half see you guys. So that is what it's all about. We took the donkeys here out for a walk with their halters earlier, and it went really, really well. Where's my namesake? Right here. Right here. Here's Georgia. Hi, Georgia. You're a sweetheart. She wasn't the most excited to go for a walk. Put the halters on her and kind of force her into it. So I might not be her best friend right now, but she's still a little sweetheart. I think she still loves me. Oh, okay. She didn't like me touching her ear. Okay, it's okay. Quartel says, hola, saludos des Chile, amigo. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the chat, my friend. And Amanda says, they are gorgeous. Where am I from, sir? I am in northern Canada. Now, I sound really raspy because I've been fighting a head cold. So normally we stream at least twice a week. I haven't been able to stream this week because fighting a cold. So if I lose my voice or I start sounding prepubescent, you guys know why. Or if I go deep in country, you know why. And when did you get snow there, Saptech? We got dumped with some snow about 2 weeks ago, and it's been coming and going. It's been coming and going. Today, a lot of it melted. It was warm today. But yeah, a lot of it's coming back. So we got the donkeys back here. I can. Hey, Jenny. Let's see if Jenny will let me. Now, I'm a little bit on the heavy. Oh, Jenny, you're running. You're running. Hey. Okay, Jenny. I'm a little on the heavy side for her, but I could, as long as we're not going anywhere. I could ride the donkey. I need to lose maybe 10 pounds for her. I'm a little on the heavy side for her, but it's also just a bit of a trust building exercise. If she's willing to let me sit on her, then I know she's gonna be a lot safer around the kids and everything. So a little bit of a trust building exercise. Isn't that right, girl? Hey, you did good. You're good. We've had the donkeys for about 3 weeks now, and they have warmed up quite nicely to the homestead. They are less skittish than the cows. Bernadette here and Bobby are a little bit more skittish. Everyone's just enjoying a snack. Dawn says, I love your cows. Georgia said, oh, I feel better. I have to go for dinner. And Saptech says, still waiting here in Saskatchewan for snow. It's coming. It's coming. But you know what? It's a nice year for the cattle and the donkeys and everyone, because normally we have snow by Halloween and it doesn't go away. But the fact that we're almost at the end of November and the donkeys can still just graze in the field. I mean, this backfield has like no snow. And so the fact that they can just graze around is huge. Rain, how you doing? Is that a baby cow? This is a donkey. This is one donkey, two donkeys, cow, goat, many goats, bigger cow. Now, Bernadette here is still a little skittish towards me. I don't think she's gonna let me touch her. Oh, okay, whoa. Sheesh, that got a little bit crazy. Come on, cows. So here is everyone. And Alpha Sheep said, howdy do. How you doing, Alpha? And Rain says, how is Fufu? Fufu's good. Let's go say hi to her. We just fed her at the start of the stream. I've got a little more to give her before we go inside later. But Frou-Frou's chilling in here. Oh, do I have the light back off? I do. Turn the light back on. There we go. Frou-Frou, where are you? There she is. Hi, Frou-Frou. Hi, Mama. That one has a heart pattern. Let's go collect some eggs, guys. We gotta collect some eggs. I'll put my basket down here. We gotta go see what's left. There shouldn't be many eggs because I collected them earlier, but let's go see. The ducks are all out, but I'm sure when I come over here, they're gonna run into their house. Hey, ducks. I'll take the long way around so I don't spook you guys, but I think you're going in anyway, aren't you? It's about that time. I might as well close the door behind you guys. Oh, hello, everybody. Let's just slide the ramp over, close the door. And I like to set the ramp like that, just as little extra protection for them. They're still out in the yard a bit. I set my basket down, but let's see what we got in here. Hello, guys. Are there any eggs? There's a couple. Oh, yes. Good flight. Let me go get my basket back. Everyone's coming to see what's up. Hi, everyone. Hello. How are the other goats that just had the babies? You know what outdoors is the cure? I have to be honest with you. That video of Mimi giving birth, those are actually from the spring. I just finally posted the video now, but she is pregnant and I'm expecting babies within the week. Her milk has come in, and so she's going to have babies again soon, but I'm going to tell you guys a little story. So I posted a video recently of my goat giving birth, and it was a little bit graphic. It was just the full process of her having one of her babies. And I took the video in the spring with her babies, but as a man, I didn't have the nerve to sit there and edit it and watch it over and over and over and splice it. And, you know, I was there for the real thing, and I had the feels and the emotions. I could feel her angst. And so I didn't really have it in me to really edit that video. I took it a long time ago, but I searched a video, goat giving birth, and I saw the #1 hit for a video like that was 288 million views. So I was like, why not post it? I already have the video. I already took the content. I might as well post it. Now, she is due to have her babies again very soon. So right now we just have the one with set of babies, but we've got more babies coming soon. Is that all I got for eggs right now too? My wife did say she collected them earlier. So let's back our way out of here. Oh, and I did turn the light off in here just to give the battery time to recharge. There we go. Let's set that on 3 hour. There. So there's the chickens in the insulated coop. Austin says, "Can I be a moderator?" Sorry, Austin, I don't do a lot of moderators. I've just got a few, and they're people that I know. Monkey D. Luffy's in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you are safe, my friend. And White Boy says, "Real question for you. What do you think about your tyrannical government banning guns? Did you follow like a good citizen?" Well, up here in Canada, I mean, our guns aren't banned. They are trying to pass a law, I don't know if it's gone through, to ban certain guns, but my guns aren't on the list. And so, non-issue for me, non-issue. And Ether says, "Yes, chickens." Yeah, I mean, Canada's not the same as the States. We're definitely different, but it is what it is. I got nothing to say positive or negative against it. It's just different. Okay, chickens, I'm going to leave you guys for a minute. I'm going to go see the donkeys while there's still light outside. And Random Frog says, "Nice chickens. Here in Afghanistan, we mostly see chickens and lambs, rarely cows." I guess cows are not very conducive to a climate. Oh boy, hi guys. A climate that doesn't have a lot of grass. Let's turn the extra light on. Do you have Easter egg chickens? So I don't know exactly what you mean, but I call my chickens Easter eggs when it's not. So right now they're stuck between those two coops. I'm not letting them out in the yard while it's cold like this. But for the rest of the year, they like to roost and nest with my rabbits. I have some rabbits in here, and the chickens will go in there and lay eggs with the rabbits. And the rabbits don't touch the eggs. The chickens get along with the rabbits. And so it feels like Easter eggs. I feel like that's the origin of Easter eggs. Kithy says, "I have just subscribed to your channel." Thank you, Kithy. I appreciate that. And White Boy says, "They lay colorful eggs." My ducks lay white to green eggs, but my chickens lay brown. All my chickens lay brown eggs. Random Frog says, "No, here we got grass, but it's hard to find. Mostly sand." Well, these two would do well in your climate. It's kind of fascinating about donkeys that they can do well in both the snow and the desert. You know, I guess their thick hide and their thick hair, it keeps them, you know, both insulated from the heat and cold. Jeffrey says, "I'm me. Is that a crime to the crown?" Jeffrey, you be you, my man. You be you. And White Boy says, these chickens I have seen in America lay blue, green, pink, I don't know what breed. I mean, different chickens and different ducks do lay different colored eggs. My chickens are like your kind of, what are they? Your Rhode Island Reds and like khaki Campbells, stuff like that. I don't know. My wife's the chicken person, but they're all brown eggs that we have. We got Brian here in Poverty Hill Adventures saying, hi, everybody. Guys, go show some love to Poverty Hill Adventures. He has an amazing channel, super wholesome, posting feel-good content on the regular. Brian, this is Ginny. This is Ginny. The two donkeys obviously look very similar, so it takes me a second to realize who's who. But yeah, she's, oh, you want to see me, but you're wondering if I have treats, eh? Are you wondering if I have treats, girl? I took them for a walk today. So we put the halters, my wife and kids and I put the halters on them when we went for a walk down the road and back. And they did really well. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Random Frog says, yeah, donkeys are the most common animal to find. They're the main transport here. And I mean, it was slow going. Every step they had to think about whether they wanted to take it or not. So it was a slow form of travel, but it went well. And White Boy says, you hear about the big ostrich call? I did. Apparently they killed off some 380 or 500 ostriches. I don't know why though. White Boys, can you enlighten me as to why they did that? Was it to stop some sort of avian flu or something? Or why did they do that? I mean, the government gets a little wild with it sometimes. Jeffrey says, I get to be me. How jolly. Hope it won't cost my works. Your works? Are they planning to castrate you, my friend? Random Frog says, fact about donkeys, they're half blind. So they use their ears and sound to navigate themselves. They looked like little sonar detectors. When we were going for that walk, their ears were just constantly scanning back and forth, listening to every sound before they take a step. White Boy says bird flu, I guess. And Jeffrey says, that's mine. Amanda says, Canada is bad ASF, LMAO. Jeffrey says, oh, here comes Pharaoh. Pharaoh. I'm not sure your reference, my friend, but good enough. White Boy says subbed. Thanks, White Boys. Random Frog says, yeah, they move their ears like that to navigate. And Sav says, put a saddle on them. I do plan to saddle them, actually. One of my friends is going to bring over one of her saddles so that I could use it to size them. So I don't plan to ride them. You know, I'm like 100. I'm between 160, 170 pounds. You're only really supposed to put max 30% on them. And so if they're, you know, I don't know, if they're 300 pounds, I'm a little on the high side for them. So I'd rather not. But for the kids, I'd like to put saddles on them for the kids and maybe even my wife. Random Frog says, I got to go now. Bye, man. Thanks for stopping in and have yourself a fantastic night. Jeffrey says, are you the druid that escaped? Nah, the druid's one of the goats, but I can't tell which because he's a shapeshifter. I can't tell which one. How are you guys all doing? Everyone doing okay here? Speaking of Druid, I mean, I don't play it, but I did see Path of Exile released an announcement that they're putting a new class in. I try to follow news. I used to, before all this, I used to play games, like when I was in university and stuff. And then since doing the farm, I don't play a lot of video games, but I like to follow the news. I like to see what's happening. I like to see what people are talking about. So I follow a whole whack of different subreddits and gaming news and world news things. Try to stay a little bit in the know. And then also, you know, just socializing with people and talking to you guys. You get to learn a little bit more about the world. But I don't have time to particularly play right now because I'm busy playing with these guys. And Amanda says, happy Thanksgiving. You celebrate in a different day than the U.S. Bye. Thank you. Yes, we celebrated Thanksgiving a month ago. We had our Thanksgiving a month ago. And Poverty Hill says, your channel is growing quick. 2.6K subscribers is very good. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, we got monetized, full monetization, 2.5 months ago. And so that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And the channel's just been steadily growing. I was hoping to hit 2,500 subscribers by the end of this year. And we're about 100 more than that. So we are making good time. I'd like to make 10,000 subscribers by next December. I feel like what's the point of setting a goal if you set it too achievable? But I am hoping that we can make that happen. So thank you guys for joining us and subscribing. That isn't me leaving. That's just me saying thank you. And W. Cameron says, where are you located? I'm up here in northern Canada. Northern Canada. Most of the snow here already melted today, but it was very snowy here. Louis says, Dominic the donkey? Nah, these are girls. This is Georgia, and that's Ginny. I'm thinking I got that right. No, you're Ginny. You're Ginny. I got it wrong. This is Ginny. And this is Georgia. Hey, Georgia. This is called their wither, this cross. It's their wither. And they like it when you rub them there, touch them there. They are both Jennies, and she is pregnant. So if you guys want to see a baby donkey being born sometime in May or June, like and subscribe. And Jeffrey says, I see the speaker is frustrated. I give my apologies in subservient position. And Poverty says, you're doing very well. Congratulations for a great job. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Louis says, they are gorgeous. They are. They are. I need to get a hay net because, when I just had the cows, I wasn't too worried about the speed of them eating. But you got to watch donkeys. Because they are a desert animal, they do really, really well in the winter. They don't look like a desert animal, but because they are a desert animal, they pack the calories on really easily. And so I do need to pay attention to how much they're eating. So I think I got to look this week, order a hay net so that I could put my bales in a giant net. It forces them to slow down because they have to work for their food. Not bad for the cows and everyone to have to work for it too. Gabby's like, nah, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't approve of this message. And Johnny says, is this a donkey show? I mean, it's a homestead channel. Welcome to My Wild Life Homesteading. We got a little bit of everyone chilling over here. We got Faye, Elsa, we got Mimi, we got Maple over there. I'm seeing Orion, I see Bast, I see Evie. A little bit of everyone. I don't know where Noe is. There's baby goats as well. We're going to go back to the baby goats soon, but not yet. We got to finish giving Frou Frou her bottle. We have one that's being bottle fed right now. And so, yes, this is Georgia the Ginny. And them there are goats. And Isel says, where are you? We are in northern Canada. We're in Ontario up towards Hudson's Bay. This is my off-grid homestead, guys. So you can't really see, but maybe you can if I put the phone down. There's a lake back all the way around the property. See behind those trees? That's the lake. This is a peninsula. So the lake goes all the way around to the far end of the fields. And there's only one way in, one way out by land. Otherwise, it's by water. I'm off-grid, meaning I've got solar panels and heated by a generator. And the book says, whoa, I want goats so bad. You know what? The goats are probably my favorite animal, although give these guys time, and I think the donkeys will replace them as my favorite animal based on their usefulness in that regard. But I mean, these guys are so cool. They're so friendly. They're so, they're so nice. I really wasn't sure about goats when we first wanted to get them. But when we started with 2, now we're at like 13 right now. So if that doesn't tell you anything about how much I like them, they're a fun animal. They're a good animal. They're a useful animal. They are less picky than, say, the cows. So when it comes to weed control, these guys will clean up all the weeds. They produce milk, which then can be turned into cheese, yogurt, and drinking as is. And a lot of use that way. I like taking them for walks. They're like dogs. They go wherever you go. They follow you. They'll come when you call them. But we just got the donkeys like 3 weeks ago, and the donkeys are sweethearts. So it's hard not to like them. I mean, the cows are good too. Don't get me wrong. Cows are good too. Cows are good too. It's hard not to like little Gabby here. But the cows, we breed them for meat. We breed them to eat the meat. And the book says, let me scroll up a second. Donkeys are nice, but they take so long to like not be destructive in my experience. You know what? We got lucky with these girls. So they're 3 years old. She's pregnant. She's not. And they came from a good farm. So we got really lucky with them. I thought we were going to have to work with them a lot. They're not fully halter trained. So we've been doing that every day. But they let me touch their hooves. They let me clean their feet. You could touch her leg. She'll lift her leg up so I could clean her paw, her hoofs. We just had them farriered, so they're nicely trimmed. But they're super gentle. These girls, we got really lucky. It absolutely could have been a struggle with them, but it's not. We got lucky. And Matt says, missed my last comment. Hey, Matt, how you doing, buddy? Matt had said, hey, yo, let's go. Hi, Justin. I'm so happy to see you. Hi, everyone, and have a great time. Cool to see y'all here. Hey, Matt. I haven't been streaming much this week because I'm fighting a cold. If you can't tell by my voice, life's a struggle right now. Started last Sunday, and I've been fighting it all week, so I've been trying to take it a little easier. Been posting more short-form content just while I'm trying to heal, just trying to recover. But I felt good enough to come on here and chat with you guys tonight, so here we are. How are you guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. And I got to turn the light back on. Wha-bam! And the Noodle says, solar can work in England? I assume it's cloudier there, but up here in Canada, I mean, it works really well for the spring, summer, fall, but our winter gets dark really fast and most of the day, so the generator has to do some of the heavy lifting for the winter. And the book says, okay, yeah, the once I worked with them from a bad farm, OMG, and yeah, they took very long. Yeah. So, I mean, you definitely, if you spend time with the animals, it's tough too when you get an older animal like this, like they're 3 years old, you don't know what their history would be. You don't know how well they were humanized. Like sometimes farms will have 20 donkeys and they don't socialize with any of them, just maybe one. And the rest are all skittish. They're not really sure what to think of humans. Sometimes humans aren't the nicest to their animals. And we are very fortunate. These girls were obviously well cared for, came from a good farm, because they have acclimatized to our farm and our animals very quickly. Very easy to handle them. And Savtech says, tell them I say hee-haw. I played a video for them of a donkey going hee-haw the other day, and they just came up and started licking the phone. They were very confused. They have not made their own hee-haw yet. I haven't heard them make a single sound, but their ears went up and they came walking right over. And Louis says, land price in England is insane. I imagine because it's a smaller country. Up here in Canada, it's still very reasonable because, as long as you go outside of Toronto or Calgary or Vancouver, if you go, there's so much land in Canada that's not used that's very affordable. The book's vision says, you have a variety too, so that's cool. Helps them out. And Cheek says, cute donkey. Yes, there's another one over there. She's a little more skittish. Ginny's a little more skittish. We'll go see Ginny for a second. She's, you know what I find with Ginny is she wants to walk away from me, but once I get up to her and actually touch her, she stops. It's like she gets a little nervous at first, but then she realizes, he's got me. He's got me. Hey. Hey. Okay. See? Okay. She ran away at first, but now she understands. Okay. She's probably also not a fan of the light. I got a camera light on her, so it's a little blinding for her. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Are you coming to say hi? I don't have any treats right now. I was giving her treats while I was walking her on her halter earlier, so she's checking my hands out like, yo, you got the goods? And she is adorable. She is adorable. She will let me hop on her back. I'm not going to right now. I did earlier. She will let me hop on her. I feel like I'm a little heavy, though, for her. She's on the smaller side, 300 pounds or so. And so I'm closer to 50% of her body weight, a little more. You don't want to really go more than 30%. So I can't really ride her. And then I would say that Georgia over here is closer to 400 pounds. And so I probably could get away with riding her. However, she's pregnant, so I'm not going to. Don't want to put any extra stress on her. She's doing some heavy lifting already. She's got a baby in there. And so we don't want to stress her out. And Louis says, do you get mosquitoes bad in the spring, summer? Man, I have one video of the black flies. You couldn't breathe without inhaling them. We do up here in Northern Canada. I mean, because I've got all the forest and I've got the lake, you know, the mosquitoes can find access to some breeding ponds. And yeah, mosquitoes, black flies, horse flies, deer flies. It gets rough. But this year we had quite a bit of dragonflies. And so they were the cleanup crew. The dragonflies took care of most of the mosquitoes, made our life a little easier. I'm going to take you guys back over to Frou Frou, the baby goats. Let me take you to the baby goats so I can show you. Well, she's got to finish her bottle. So let's do that. And donkeys are the best, so loyal and such great personalities. Let's sneak past these guys and go see the baby goats. Let's go see Frou Frou. And dragonflies are the snipers. They have 360-degree vision, and they are absolute hunters. Hey guys, I'm squishing you a little bit trying to get in the door, sorry. Let's finish off this bottle. Frou Frou. Frou Frou. Frou Frou. Frou Frou. Come here, Frou Frou. There you go, girl. I wanted her to finish the bottle so she's got a nice full belly for bedtime. Oh, although she's not very hungry. Would you like more, girl? Are you hold the hunt? Okay, you're gonna slam it. Okay. Almost done, girl. Almost. And the book vision says, love them. And they have specific flight patterns for level of difficulty of prey. Yeah, dragonflies are fascinating. Super useful, super helpful. The only thing I don't like about dragonflies is when they're surfacing in their larva phase, the fish have a chance to get them and devour them, and then the fishing's terrible. For a couple weeks, fishing is terrible during the hatch. But that's okay. I think you're done, eh, girl? Barely any in there anyway. I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough, girls. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys. We're going to head back over for a little bit more over. Oh, everyone else is coming to say hi too. I got to go close up the door for the ducks. So let's go do that. I didn't close their yard up because I was going to let them stay outside, but I think they're done. So let's go check on the chickens and the ducks one more time. We'll head over that way. And the book says, didn't know that. That is interesting. They spend actually most of their life in the water. Dragonflies. I think they spend the majority of their life. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they spend most of their life underwater. Kind of a fun fact about dragonflies. Okay, let's sneak in here and close up this yard. Hello, everybody. Hello, ducks. And Matt says, how's the back, Justin? You know what? Mostly better. For those who don't know, about 3 months ago, I had spinal surgery. And I'm feeling pretty good. I've been doing lots of carpentry and work around the house. And, I got to take it easy a little bit every once in a while. Last weekend, I overdid a little bit, pulling the dock out of the water. Required a little bit of muscle. But otherwise, feeling pretty good, minus this head cold. Bola says hi. How you doing, Bola? It's tricky because so many people were used to their other usernames, and now YouTube decided to switch you guys all to your ats during live streams. And so some of you are returning viewers, And if it seems like I don't recognize you or remember, I apologize. It's just because they changed their naming situation on me. So, I mean, I know Matt, but yeah, some of you guys, if it seems like I don't remember you, I'm sorry. It's because they changed the names. And all I got to go by is the name. That's all I got to go by. Louis says, glad you're feeling good. Backs can be really bad. Yeah, I blew my back out playing hockey about 13, 14 years ago. And who's that? Is that Lily? Hi, Lily. Lily, my dog's on the other side of the fence there. Hi, Lily. Anyway, I blew my back out playing hockey 13, 14 years ago. And I was able to just kind of work around it. It would only flare up and hurt me every once in a while. And then, unfortunately, got to a point there where it just kept getting worse and worse here recently. And then my back blew out and I lost use of my right leg. And so I had to have emergency spinal surgery. They took out about 30% of my L4, L5 disc and took the pressure off that nerve. I was a little bit nervous at first for about the first 10, 12 weeks or so. 10 weeks or so. If I walked more than 200 yards, my leg would fall asleep on me. Now it only does it when I go for a jog. So I've been running on the treadmill, trying to get my strength back up. I used to be able to run, 12. I'd average like an 8-minute mile over 2 miles. Now I can get about half a mile in about 10 minutes. That's about all I can do, though. I can't, I lost the speed. I lost the use of the leg, but it's coming back, dang it. We'll get there. We will get there. And James throwing the heart face emojis out at the ducks. Bola says, Christmas is almost here and I'm from Canada. Well, I am also from Canada, Bola. Welcome, my fellow Canadian. Matt says, they don't freeze, the ducks? No, ducks are really hardy. I do have to get more straw in here, though. They are due for a change out. It's kind of gross in here. Sorry, guys. I got to pick up some straw this week, though. This weekend, I didn't have time because I had to go pick up animal feed, and I only have so much room in the truck. But no, ducks are really hardy. Now, the chickens are far less hardy. The chickens, I do have them in an insulated coop. There is a heat pad here, guys. I do have a heater. I don't know. Oh, can you see it? Can you see it? There's a heater right there on the wall. So if they are cold, they can just go mosey over to the heater. And Ernie says, pretty mild fall, eh? It has been so nice. It has been so nice. I was doing a bunch of work around the house and out in the yard today. Stuff that I hadn't gotten done that I should have. I'm putting up the insulated skirting on the house, getting that all ready to go for the winter again. But, yeah, it has been super mild. We've got a little bit of snow here. But otherwise, it has been nice. And the Book Vision had said, dang, dude, that cold weather helps a lot of the nerve regeneration. Good job on the healing. Thank you. Baby says, those are not chickens. And those are not American robins. I'm very mad. Do you want to see the chickens, baby? Do you want to see the chickens? Peter's in the chat. How you doing, buddy? And Freshly Wild. Everybody's joining in. How are you doing, Freshly? How are you doing? And for those of you who aren't talking but are just watching, thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. But feel free to talk. I'm here to chat with you guys. So if you want to talk, by all means. Baby wants to see the chickens. Let's take a quick peek ski at the chickens. Hello, chickens. This isn't all of them. Some of them must be in the other side, in the summer side. But it's so warm, I don't think I'm going to bother closing the door. I think I'll leave it with a little extra ventilation for these guys. And then if the other ones get cold, they could come over here and snuggle. And Peter said, went to church that I went to, had not seen friends in a long time. I'm glad you're able to get out and go to church and see them. And Apollo and Layla's in the chat. Steven, how are you doing? I'm fighting a head cold, so if I sound a little bit, not like my radio voice self, it's because I was sick all week. Last Sunday, this cold started with a really bad headache. I was hurting. I spent most of the day just lying around, not doing much. Made my wife do all the chores. And then the headache went away, and then just all week it's been losing my voice, ruddy nose, just a classic case of the man cold, complaining lots, but honestly feeling okay. And spin you guys back to the bird show. And Apollo and Layla says the man flu, the classic man flu. And Louis says, look at all the chickens. This isn't even all of them. How many do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means there are 4 on the other side of the wall. There's 4 on the other side. And Oki says, why are you so handsome, though? I ain't that handsome right now, man. I am sick. Rosa Linda's in the chat, said, I hope you feel better every day. Thank you. I appreciate that. This has been a doozy. It's been a week. It's been a week. I mean, I also don't give myself a chance to heal because this lifestyle, you're go, 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 go. But, you know, Bola says, oh, that feels sad. Wish to be better soon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Minnow Buckets in the chat. Hey, Fred. Said, being sick sucks big time. Yeah, I feel like because women are just natural providers, they tend to handle it a lot better than us men. Us men tend to, you know, help me, I'm dying. Bring me soup. Actually, my wife was going to make me tea with honey before I went on live stream, and I forgot. I forgot to drink it. There's certain days, guys, with this head cold, there's certain days where my voice gets really deep, especially in the mornings. And I feel like I need to record a country album in the morning when I barely have a voice, because it gets deep, real deep. Isn't that right, chickies? Isn't that right? And Louis says, I used to have 50 plus chickens, but in the UK, bird flu ripped through them all a few years ago. That's terrible, but it's a good reminder. I mean, a lot of people forget, like, you know, right now I got all these chickens, I'm getting all the eggs off of them, but they are one pernicious fox, one weasel, I mean, I try to keep them really safe, so let's be clear about that. But one disease away from getting wiped out, and then you got to restart. That's the problem with homesteading. Homesteading, you know, it's tricky because you could lose your animals overnight. I see a chicken butt. There's a chicken butt in there. So there's some hiding in here, but I'm going to leave them in there. I'm not going to take them out. Let's go see the donkeys one more time. I'm not going to take those chickens out because it's pretty warm tonight. I mean, there's still snow on the ground, but we're maybe around like -1, -2 Celsius. So 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It's warm enough for those chickens in that coop. They've got 4-sided shelter there. They're good. Okay, let's go see where the donkeys are at. And when I feel sick, I eat soup and Tylenol for flu and sickness too. Peter said, I needed church. Lots of stuff this past year has been going on. Well, I'm glad that you had the opportunity to rejuvenate and feel better. You know, just remember, there's always brighter days ahead. There's always been worse days behind. Everything heals with time. Hey, Gabby, I lost all the other animals. You're the only one still mowing down on the hay bale. Where'd everyone else go? Where'd everybody else go? I'm going to assume that they're in the barn. Let's go take a look at the barn. And Louis said, foxes will rip the head off of 49 and will only take one. Yes, we did lose a couple ducks last year to a fox, but we have been very successful the rest of the year. We got the donkeys now too. Check the heated water. Good. I turned the temperature down on it because it was a little bit on the hot side, and seems fine. What do we got? Just a couple cows in here? I need to keep a close eye on her. I have a baby monitor set up just on the other side of that wall so I can listen and hear, because she's very close to having her babies, guys. Her milk supplies come in. I posted a video the other day of her having her babies. That was her baby she had in the spring. She's about to have more babies. Her milk is in. She's close. She's close. Any day now. When I was looking earlier, though, it wasn't looking like it was going to happen tonight. But I still got to pay attention and listen. Hey, girl. You're not in labor right now, are you? No, you're not. You're good. Any day now. Any day. It's thankfully warm right now, so that is a huge win. And did the cow, did she have her calf yet or no? So Gabby, the other one, Gabby, look out, girl. Gabby, this one hanging out over here, she is pregnant. However, we don't know who the father is. We had a bull And I decided to eat him because he got really aggressive with me. But I had him with her a couple weeks in March. So if he got her pregnant, she will have her baby at Christmas, which is a terrible time, but I'll be watching for it. And if not, I bred her with the neighbor's bull so that we'd have a baby in May or June. So I'm banking on her not having her baby at Christmas and instead May or June. And are you going to live stream the goat giving birth? You know what, good night. I have live streamed one of them. If you want to go back and watch that, I did this one. I'll show you. Oreo, about a month, 2 months ago, a month and a half, she had her babies, and we did capture it on live stream. It's tricky because I'm so hands-on and involved, and it's, you know, they like to have them in the middle of the night, so it's not always easy to live stream it. But these guys were born on live stream. And Edward says, I like donkeys. Does that mean we got to go find them? Let's go find the donkeys, guys. And cows are my best friends. They're all nice animals, not gonna lie. Gabby here's a little sweetheart. We could lie down and just snuggle with her in a hay bale, and she wouldn't mind one bit. If we just snuggled up beside her, she wouldn't move. The donkeys like to hang out along the back fence line, and I don't know if that's just their natural kind of defense, like they like to hang along the fence line to keep the predators back in the forest, or if it's just because they like to be away from everyone else because they're warm enough on their own. Let's go see if we can find them quick. Where are the donkeys? It's pitch black. I don't see them, but I know they're here somewhere. Jenny! Georgia! Where are you guys? It is so dark out here. Georgia! Jenny! Oh, I think I passed them. I think they're back here. I think they're over here. The joys of live streaming at night. Is that you? Yeah, there they are. I found them. And Monsters of Chicken says, if I go to America, I'll starve to death because you don't like the food, or... I'm in Canada, by the way. This is not America, this is Canada. Don't worry about it, my friend. It's okay. It's okay. Good night, Munchie says, get rid of the guy. If he says anything offensive, but right now he hasn't, so he can stay. Sky says, hi. Baby says, fledgling. Good night, Munchie says, printer. Sky says, hello from Scotland. Well, hello from Canada. This is snow and donkeys. This one here is Georgia, and behind her is Ginny. I think. It's so much easier when I can see them side by side because Georgia's a little bit bigger than Ginny. Yeah, this is Georgia. And Sky says, oh man, that's a cute hee-haw. And Dave says, is that a donkey? Yes, sir, Dave. That is a donkey. That's another one in behind. We have 2 donkeys on the homestead. We just brought them over 3 weeks ago. They are sweethearts. Edward says, I see donkeys. Thanks. Edward, I got you, bro. I got you. And Printer says, hi, good night, Munchie. Mr. Seaman says, blessed lifestyle, bro. It is really lovely. Baby Bird says, did you know that Fledgling Company is a very important olive oil sandwich maker? The Fledgling Company. Shout out to the Fledgling Company. And Monsters says, hello, Scotch. And Peter says, hello from the Czech Republic. How you doing, Peter, Dynamic? I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it without the vowel, but Peter, how you doing, buddy? Sky says, that donkey's like, oh man, why are you waking me up? I mean, she wasn't sleeping, but she's probably more like, Aw, man, why are you shining lights at my face? It's like when you're used to, walking out in the pitch black and then someone turns on a light. You're blinded for the next 20 minutes. She's maybe not the most impressed by that. Baby bird says hello from the burb nest. And Peter says, it's a good night. Louis says, oh, we've got a jock. She is a Ginny. I got 2 Ginnies, 2 female donkeys. Georgia here is pregnant. We're expecting a baby a baby out of her in June. And I heard that donkeys are smart. They are. I can already tell they're very clever. They're when people say they're stubborn like a mule or stubborn like a donkey, it's not so much that they're stubborn, it's just they want to go at their own pace. They're always listening, so they want to adjust to their climate. Like we took them for a walk today, and on the way out down the road, it was slow going. Every step was very deliberate. On the way back, though, it was much quicker because they knew where they were going. They knew there were no predators, no threats. But, they're very observant animals. And Goodnight Munchie says, that donkey could mess you up if it was threatened. It could, except she's a little sweetheart. And we're not too worried about her. She's a good girl. Could she mess me up? Absolutely. How's your paw? How's your foot? Is your foot good? Let me see. I'll clean it in the morning, but her, yeah, you're good. You're good. I just had the farrier do her hooves earlier this week, so they are freshly cut. She's a good girl. You do have to be mindful when standing behind them. Now, these girls are really, really sweet, but, they're very strong. And so if they decided to kick you, it wouldn't feel so good. But I trust her. She trusts me enough. Just when I'm doing her back hooves, when I'm cleaning them out, I stand on the side of her, not directly behind her. Because if she did decide, if something spooked her or something, she kicked me, it wouldn't feel great. I got kicked by my cow once, and that wasn't good. I'd rather not try it with a donkey. And Louis says, donkeys are great for guarding poultry. Yes, that's why I have them in this area. I've got all my chickens and ducks just back over there. And so I've got these guys over here just perimeter. They're on the fence line. They're keeping the foxes at bay. Baby says, did you know that the first flight was canceled due to a hawk being in the air? So no baby American robins could take off and leave the nest and go to the next tree over? The first flight of what? The flight of the robins? Billy says, baby burrow. Richard says, right here where I live, there are some donkeys up in the hills. I think they're wild where I live. There's some wild donkeys. Richard, where do you live that you have wild donkeys? And Apollo says, very demure, very mindful donkey. Yes, they're very sweet. Ginny is more skittish than Georgia. She's definitely the more flightful. But I shouldn't do this to her because I don't want to stress her out. But she's going to walk away from me when I walk up to her. But if I catch her, I'm not going to catch her this time. She's like, no, we're not doing this again. If I were to catch her, nope, we're not doing it. I'm not going to catch her. If I were to catch her, she wouldn't keep running. She'd stop. And then George over here is just like, I'm not even going to bother. If you want to come pet me, you can pet me. You're a sweetheart. I know. Okay, let's go spend a couple minutes with the other animals, and then we're going to end this live stream. So let's go see what's going on over here. And Good Night Munchie says, satisfying watching the animals getting their hooves fixed, especially if they're in pain. Yeah, their hooves were good, but because I had just got them, I wanted to have them looked over just to make sure. And Richard says, play Loma Linda, California over here in the Redlands, California. So you think you've got wild donkeys where you are in California? That's interesting. Hey, Gabby. And Mon says, yes, this is the type of live stream that I like. Well, I'm glad that you can like it. We're gonna sit down beside Gabby here and answer any questions that you guys might have. So let's try to angle this properly to see Gabby. Let me pull up my pants so that they don't fall down on me and I get a butt full of straw. Ugh, or hay, I guess. That's it. Hay is for horses, straw is for bedding. I still get this wrong. Ugh. Hey, girl. Okay. Okay, where are we? Where are you? You're looking away, that's okay. There we go. There she is. There she is. I don't have good lighting this way, but that's okay. Let's, hi, girl. And Sky says, beautiful characters. Apollo and Layla says, they kind of look like the donkey from Shrek, not gonna lie. Yeah, they're pretty. They're pretty. And Louis says, how often are you live? Normally I'm live, in the summers I'm live 2 to 3 times a week. Right now it's been more like once a week. I had a head cold this week, so I'm just getting live today. I think I wasn't live since last week, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Matt says, I'm dying for jalapeno pepper to make jalapeno olive oil for cooking things. And B-Hall says, moo. Yes, this is Gabby. She's a little sweetheart. And more light, or did you see a ghost? Peter says, hi, Gabby. Koki says, what? Lee says, Gabby is a happy girl. Good job. She's a sweet. She's not a fan of the light. The light's kind of annoying for her. But I don't know how else to stream in the middle of the night with my animals. So sorry, girl. Sorry. And Gabby is very mellow. Gabby's ex-husband was less mellow and would try to kill me. I couldn't do this with him. And so, oh, Gabby's ex-husband got put in the freezer. And Edward says, thank you for sharing. And Louis says, subscribed anyway, mate. Thank you. Koki says, is that a cow? It is a cow. This is a cow. It's low light setting here. We're chilling with her, lying in some hay. And she looks so healthy and vibrant. She's thick. She is thick. No shortage of food for her. Natalie says, hi. And Vox says, I love cows. We were just out with the donkeys, but the cows are still really sweet too. Gabby's a sweetheart. She is very sweet as well. My light here, let's turn the light up. Let's go up. There we go. Hi, Gabby. Sorry, I'm shining the light right in your face, my girl. And Koki says, OMG, is it a cow? I can't even begin to describe how much I need to chill with a cow. Cows are so gentle and wonderful. You got to know the cow. They're not all gentle. Like I said, my bull tried to kill me, so you got to be a little bit careful. But, you know, I spent a lot of time with her. I know her mannerisms. I know she's chill. I know that I can trust her. And she's good around the kids, good around everyone. And Michelle is here. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? I hope you are having a fantastic evening. Happy Sunday. And Sis says, cows and zombies are the cutest. Cows and zombies. That's a weird quirk. And Edward says, I subscribed and sent a thumbs up. Thank you, Edward. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good night, Munchie says, cows like people playing a guitar for them. I will have to get my wife to play her guitar. I have not tried. I am not the guitarist in the family. That is my wife. Or my son. I'll let one of them play guitar. And Sis says, WTF, I meant donkeys, not zombies. You got a weird kink there, sis. You like them zombies. I actually started watching a couple episodes of The Walking Dead World Beyond. It's not very good, but I do like that. I like to think that I could survive a zombie apocalypse if I had to, so I like watching the shows. It's very entertaining. Even if the shows are redundant and repetitive, still entertaining. Any Walking Dead fans out there? Vox says, I love steaks too. I honor and respect those creatures that give the gift of flesh and bone. Peter says, I think Gabby is ready to be a mom soon. Only when she's ready. I'm hoping she's not ready till May, June. If she has her baby in December, So it's either going to be December, like end of December, or May, June, based on when she's been with a bull. If it's December, that's no bueno. It wasn't intentional, but Buddy was with her during March. And, if he did the thing, then there's a chance. And Michelle says, yes, happy Sunday to you and the animal pals. Koki says, I don't think I would even dare to just get any cow if it weren't mine for a while. Yeah, you definitely, you got to know them. You got to know them. I have 2 more cows. I wouldn't be lying with them with those 2 yet. Those 2 are not chill enough yet. They're heifers. They're young. They're still spooked easy. So I wouldn't be snuggling with them. And Matt says, yep, Walking Dead. Nice. And they come running across the field to listen to guitar music. Ivan says, hi. Vox says, subscribe. Thank you, Vox. And hi, Ivan. Henza says, Walking Dead was the best series I've seen. Also, if you're a zombie fan, check out Land of the Dead. It's one of the best zombie movies I've ever seen. When was Land of the Dead made? Because I feel like I've binged most zombie movies, but I don't remember that one. Tiffany says, what time is it? 5:45. Paul says, you'll be moving her in the house if she has it in December. I know. That's why I don't want the cow in December. Because then at the very least, the baby's got to come in the house. And, a baby cow is still 40 pounds of cow in the house. And Matthew says, comment, like, and subscribe, y'all. It costs nothing and it helps the channel. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do any necessarily a super chat to still help the channel. Henza says, I think in the 90s, but not sure. I'll have to double check. I feel like I've seen it. Maybe I got to rewatch it. Ivan says it's 5:45 for me too. We have the same time. Are you from Saskatchewan? I am from Ontario, but I'm in the far north in Ontario. And Savtech throwing out the heart. Sheila says hi. Hi, Sheila. Okay, Gabby, I'm going to leave you alone. We're going to do one more check on the other animals. So I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you to just enjoy your hay and, not be annoyed by the flashlight. Can everyone say bye to Gabby? Bye, Gabby. I got to get up. Easier said than done. There, good. See you later, girl. Let's spin this back around and turn the light back on. And Savtech says Regina here. And Henza says it came out on the 4th of August, 2005. You were only 15 years late on that one. Printer says, I am from Quebec, Canada. Hey, guys. Hi. Hi, Maple. Evie, what's up? What's happening, Evie? Evie's also pregnant. I mean, all the goats are pregnant right now except for Oreo, who just had her babies. But everyone's doing good in here. Everyone's good. Everyone's just doing a spot check. I don't like the way she's sitting. She's sitting like she's going to be having her baby soon. She's not lying down comfortably. I don't know, man. If she has her babies tonight, that means I'll be up all night helping her. I don't think she's going to, though. I'm going to do a spot check on her. I got to get her standing for a second. Come on up. Come on up. Oh, I got to get you up because I want to see you. I want to see you stand up. Oh, come up. Okay. So right here, there's two tendons right here that you can kind of feel. I can still feel them, but they're getting softer. I got to look under her tail. I don't want you guys to see, so I'm going to spin you guys around this way. I just need to see under her tail. No, I don't know. I don't think it's tonight. I don't think tonight's the night. She's close, though. She's very close to having her babies. Her milk has come in. You can see her udder there. Her milk has come in, so she's close. She is close. I thought she was going to have her babies by now, but she hasn't yet. I need to not... She's also close, man. They're gonna have their babies within a couple days of each other. Her milk hasn't come in yet, but she's not a dairy breed, and so her milk can come in after the babies, whereas she's a milk breed, so her milk comes in right away. So these two are going to have their babies very soon. Very soon. Your girl says, WTF. Sorry. And Good Night says, Dresden, Ontario. Yeah, this goat and this goat very soon. But I do have a baby monitor set up. I don't think they're not showing signs that they're going to have the baby tonight. If they were showing that it looked like it was going to be tonight, there are some kind of signs you can watch for. I don't see it happening. I have a baby monitor set up right there. So I can still hear that barn. They make a lot of noise. So I've got a baby monitor set up on the roof there. And this pen is ready to go. This pen is cleaned out and ready to go. Of course, I've got some babies right here. But yeah. And Sav said, awesome stream. And if you're from Ontario, I would love to visit. Well, Mafia, let's one day, you know what I want to do? So I sent a set of drawings for the next house I want to build into an engineer. And so they're looking those over. I would like to start building a house, another house on this property within the next 2 years, maybe 3. And then hopefully it's done within 3 to 4 years. At which point, give it another year or 2 to settle in. I'd like to turn my current house over here into an Airbnb. And then we can talk about having visitors at that point. So we are still about 4 or 5 years away. But soon enough, guys, soon enough. And all the animals look happy and healthy. Only the happiest and only the healthiest on this homestead. You're not going to see any animals struggling or starving or having any issues there. We put the time, the care, the love, and the money into these animals. And what cow is that? This is Bernadette and Bobby. So we got Bobby and Bernadette over here. These are our 2 newer cows. We've only had them for about a month. That's why they're a little more skittish around me. We've only had them for about a month. They're heifers. They're younger. So it's going to take some time for them to get comfortable with us. They're still not even sure what grain is. So it's hard to train them to grain because all the other animals kind of take over and get the treats before they do. And Good Night says, I could be your ranch hand. And Peter said, the brown one, what cow is that? So these are shorthorn Gelvies. They're, I think, 75% Gelvie, 25% shorthorn. Both of them, shorthorn Gelvies. And then she's a black Angus. So we got a black Angus and shorthorn Gelvies. And Sean says, do you have any issues with vegans yet? I try to be respectful of everyone's beliefs and opinions, and most people are respectful back. So I would say, no, we don't really have many issues. It comes up. Sean, it comes up. This is the internet of things, and people want to have their opinions. But for the most part, as long as I'm respectful to them and they're respectful to me, it's all good. Plus, I got lovely moderators in the chat when people decide to be inappropriate or mean. And Jack says, I see my T-bone there. She's a lovely girl. I actually don't plan to eat these cows. These cows are for breeding. They're for breeding, so that is the plan. I'm trying to see if the donkeys are still hanging out over here. It's hard to see. No, they're further back. The donkeys, we're going to say one more good night to the donkeys, guys. Savtech says, what's your favorite Walking Dead character? Is that a real question? Is there any answer that isn't Rick Grimes? I mean, you could say Glenn, but once you get past that point, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of people stopped watching the show when Glenn, the Glenn thing happened. But, the actor who plays Rick Grimes does such a good job. So you tell me, is there another answer? Do I got that wrong? I'm trying to see where my donkey's at. I want to say one more good night to them before we go. Is that a donkey? I can't tell. I'm trying to use my brighter flashlight as I walk. I don't see him yet. We're going to keep walking this way. And Koki says, so what are we thinking about 28 years later? That's the new one. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen, 28 days and 28 weeks later, but I have not seen 28 years later. Here's my hot take on The Walking Dead, guys. And John said Michonne as the favorite character. Here's my hot take on The Walking Dead. I don't think they should have killed off Carl. I think what they should have done to get out of the monotony and to make it not stale. And I get that it was following comic books and stuff, but still, if they wanted to make it its own thing, I would have liked to see it do something like 28 years later. I found a donkey. I would have liked to see The Walking Dead. There. I would have liked to see The Walking Dead do like a 20-year jump cut. Maybe Rick's alive, maybe Rick's dead, it doesn't matter. But instead have Carl being kind of the new kingpin and it be a little bit more like zombies are no big deal. Everyone's basically running kind of gangs. You're going to have your like zombie fights in the arcade and stuff and like Coliseum matches with zombies and stuff and just Mad Max. It'll be, jump forward 28 years and it let it be Mad Max style. I think that would have made obviously this is all before 28 years actually came out. But if they would have just did a fast forward jump cut, I think that would have been okay. The show gets a little stale, but I still like it. And Henry says, yeah, them donkeys are good at keeping the coyotes away. And what does donkey taste like? Well, we don't eat donkeys. Baby says fledgling company that has a new product that is olive oil sandwich. Eric Griffin in the chat saying hi. Hey, Eric, how you doing? And Freshly says, this is good for their health. Let's reach 100 likes. We are at 77. And John says, I like Shane too. He is off the chain crazy enough. Shane is in from like the first season, Shane. Shane was pretty good in the first season. I did like that character. They did a good job with him. I don't know. It was good. It was a good show. Yeah, I kind of stopped watching The Walking Dead after Rick died. I haven't seen the newer seasons. I've been trying to watch some of the spin-off seasons, but or I guess Rick didn't die. What I'm talking about is when spoiler alert, when Rick got taken in the helicopter. You know what I mean. I feel like it's been like a decade since that release, so it's okay to let spoilers out. And Peter said, I found this live stream by accident, and I'm so glad. Sub and a like for you. Thank you. And you're going to have to come back to another live stream when my voice isn't so weak. Like I said, I've been struggling with a head cold, so I sound sick. But yeah. And of course, when it's spring and summer, it's easier to live stream and you guys be able to see me and the animals at the same time. It's just so dark that it's one or the other. And I feel like she's cuter than I am. So you guys get to look at a donkey. And how's the weather where you're at? It's warm, but snowy. It's probably about -3, -4 Celsius. So around 30 degrees Fahrenheit. But that's warm for up here. I'll take it. And user says, watch the series called From. And would you eat goat? They're like lamb. We have eaten some goats. I breed the goats for milk. However, every once in a while, you end up with surplus males. I try to sell them and rehome them. But when I can't, usually I can, but when I can't, we do process them. And yes, the From series. I'm going to have to check this out. What's the From series about, guys? And it sure didn't take long for the beard to come back. Yeah, for those who don't know, I was going through a midlife crisis. My back blew out and I needed spinal surgery. And so I shaved my beard off to feel young again while I was recovering from spinal surgery. I also I let my beard go quite wild. And so when I was lying in the hospital for a bit there, my beard was super untamed and I looked homeless, more homeless than I look now. And so I fully shaved my beard. And if you go to my community posts, you'll see a post where I do a comparison of pre-beard and no beard. And it did grow back nicely. It didn't take long. It's not the most tame right now. It's kind of going all over the place. But, I'm not one of those streamer girls that does his hair and makeup before coming online. You guys get to deal with the real, authentic Justin at My Wild Life. So, sorry, guys. No mascara, no eyeliner. I didn't even do my hair. My hair is combed down because I was doing lots of carpentry today. So I got a little sweaty. So my hair's a mess. My face is a mess. But that's okay. Y'all are here for it. I mean, I'm mostly showing you guys the donkeys and not me anyway. So it doesn't matter. It don't matter. How's Lily doing? Lily is doing fantastic. It helps if I turn the light on. Lily's doing really good. She's happy, healthy, and it was fun having her meet the donkeys for the first couple days because she was going nuts. I guess donkeys have a very particular smell, and maybe it was the wolf in her just was freaking out. But she spent the first like 3 days just running around in circles, circling the donkeys. She had no idea what to think of them. But now they're chill. The donkeys didn't react either. The donkeys knew she was a dog, so the donkeys didn't freak out. So her running around wasn't stressing them out. So I figured, why stop her? But now they're chill. Now she kind of, I don't want to say doesn't care, but they're not as exciting as like the goats. The goats will play with Lily. The donkeys just ignore her. And Peter says, I guess fishing is officially out now. How is your back? Well, we are still too soon for ice fishing, but we're going to do some ice fishing, Peter. We're going to do some ice fishing. So it's not out. It's just there's only about, I don't know, a centimeter of ice on the lake, half an inch. Not enough to go out there yet. But when the ice thickens up, we can get out there and do some ice fishing. And my back is feeling really good. Really good. You know what? I spent 8 or 9 months in a lot of back pain before my back blew out. It was getting worse and worse every day, and I was just trying to tough it out. But I'll be honest, I had some days where I was feeling pretty, down about it because it was just every day. And I don't take painkillers. It's not my thing. And so I was just kind of toughing it out and suffering for it. And now that every day always going on back pain is gone. It still hurts when I bend over or do certain things, but just walking like this, I'm not even thinking of my back. And it's been a long time since I've been able to just not think about my back. So I'm very happy. The surgery went well. Everything's good. I'm healing up. It's good, man. It's good. I'm really, really happy about that. So thank you for any of those of you who were praying for a speedy recovery for us because it worked. And Koki says, chronic pain can really do nasty stuff to you. I know I aged a lot over the last 15 years. I got many grays, and I have to contribute my grays to my back pain because it was ongoing. You end up, the chronic pain leads to chronic stress. Now, I like to think I handled it pretty well. I think I did pretty good, but it was always there. Everything you go to do, you always had to be careful. It got to a point, though, where my back was so bad for so long that I knew no matter what I did, it was going to hurt. And so I stopped caring for it. And I just kept pushing through and pushing through and pushing through. And obviously, I mean, that led to my back blowing out on me. And what ended up happening, guys, when my back finally blew out on me, I lost use of my right leg. Basically what happened was, out of nowhere, I wasn't even doing anything crazy. Out of nowhere, I just got this super sharp pain in my right leg. I felt like my leg was dislocated at the hip. Like super sharp pain for a couple of hours. Like I was in agony. Like I was 10 out of 10 hurt. And then all of a sudden it just went away. My leg just fell asleep. I couldn't use my leg. I couldn't walk. My whole leg from my hip down was just gone. And so the next morning it was still just a dead leg. So I rushed myself to the nearest actual hospital, which was about 5-6 hours away. And I had a buddy drive me. And then saw a surgeon, and then a few days later, I guess a week later, we ended up having back surgery to get the nerve, my L5 had bulged out and pinched off the disc had pinched off the nerve. And so, it did some damage to it. We weren't sure if it was going to be permanent or not. Basically, the surgeon was like, we took 30% of your disc out and pushed it back in place. He said, take it easy, but we're going to give it a 1.5 years and see if you still can't walk by the 1.5 years, then, I mean, it just is what it is, sorry. And we'll see what happens. And so for the first 10 weeks or so, when I walked about 200 yards, my leg would still fall asleep. But I was hopeful because I was walking 200 yards before my leg would fall asleep. It wasn't always asleep. So, it's just when I had my 8-week follow-up with my surgeon, I asked him about that. I said, hey, I can walk a little bit before my leg falls asleep. I was walking with a cane, and I'm like, I can walk a little bit before it falls asleep. What are we thinking? He said, it could either get better or this is your new normal. We'll see. He said, you did do damage to your nerves, so it's just a matter of how much. Now I pretty well can walk fine. My leg is not falling asleep when I walk, only when I run. So, we're healing really quick. Obviously, it's hard when I like to go to the gym and stuff, trying to see where I am. So going to the gym, I used to run, in about 16 minutes, I'd run 2 miles. Now I'm gritting my teeth at about half a mile. And it's taken twice as long, but we're healing. We're healing. So I am hopeful and we will get there. But just my day-to-day, just walking around the field like this, no pain. My leg's not asleep anymore. So we are doing good. And Peter said, and I see Hanny says hello. And Peter says, my hand is still a serious mess. Can't bend it. It's that bad. And I hope to find a good doctor. I will need surgery. What exactly did you do to your hand? Did you do something? Did you injure it in a particular way? Or was it just over time something happened? My left hand is the issue. It's been like that for a long time. Peter, did something specific happen? Hey, donkeys, you followed me over to the hay. Hi. They said, no, we like being on camera. We like being on camera. Is that Lily? Lily! Come here, Lily. Hello, Lily. Oh, are you jealous? Are you liking being on camera too? Hello, sit, stay. Hello, Lily. David said, my pelvis healed up great after I broke it in 4 places riding bulls. Well, I don't plan to ride any of these. Maybe after Ginny has her baby, maybe short rides. I got to lose maybe 10 pounds, make it easier on her. But yeah, bull riding is no joke. My bull got aggressive with me and I decided to eat him. And it really made you think like, oh yeah, those things that throw people in the rodeo or that run down the streets in Spain, those are cows. Those bulls are just cows. And when they try to get you, you realize that maybe not for me. And Peter said it's some kind of arthritis or carpal tunnel or something. It's the reason why I can't bend it. So there's no broken bones or anything like that. I didn't fall on it. I didn't use it the wrong way. The hand thing is just weird. Sometimes that's the case. I know exactly why my back hurts. I remember the incident that I hurt it playing hockey. So it was no surprise to me. But maybe you did do an injury at some point that you just didn't think anything of it. I don't know. But hopefully you get some doctors looking at it and they can get that sorted out. And since he says pet, Peter says, I am on Social Security disability for personal reasons beyond the hand. Are you Peter, are you in the States? You're not in Canada, are you? You're in the States, I guess. Up here in Canada, it's tough, right? Because our healthcare system is built into our taxes. I don't want to say free. People want to say our healthcare is free. It's not. It's just built into our taxes. We pay upwards of 50% of our income into taxes. But, and it's slow. For most people, our healthcare system's slow. Going back to my back, if my back didn't blow out, I was trying for months to get an appointment with my doctor to talk about my back because it had been bad for so long. If it didn't blow out, I'd probably still not have an answer on what's going on with my back. Things are slow here, but when you need it, it's free. It's covered. You've already paid for it through your income. So, it's pros and cons. Pros and cons. And Baby said, the fledgling company has also begun offering free software and other products in a number of other than software that are designed and manufactured. Baby Bird, do you own the fledgling company? Is this your company? David says, do the work to heal yourself. Always keep moving. And Peter says, I'm in Kentucky, USA. Support staff says, Jesus donkeys. Yes, sir. We got 2 donkeys, although these are not jacks. They are Ginnies. They are females. So they are, can you call them? Matt's like, nope, that's got to go. And Baby says, definitely 100%. Tell us more about the fledgling company. So it's olive oil. It's special olive oil. Where are you selling it? Where can you get it? Can you get it online, or is it only sold in certain stores? And Matt said, 10-second timeout. Smarten up. Smarten up. Oh boy, she's peeing. And Peter said, I see the donkey that Mary went to have Jesus at the barn. You know what's interesting, Peter, is donkey, this is my own little take on a religious moment, is most, if not all, standard donkeys have this cross on their back. And if that ain't symbolic of Jesus riding into Jerusalem with the cross, where starting his journey before he'd eventually have the cross on his back, it's interesting. It's interesting that he didn't ride a horse, but he rode one of these. It's interesting. I have to say it. And Baby says, you have to go to an abandoned hospital to get the olive oil sandwiches. I don't know if I want to eat olive oil sandwiches from an abandoned hospital. I don't know about that. I don't know. Well, guys, I think it's time to let you guys go. We are at 88 likes in the live stream, but I do have to go eat supper. Normally, I'm live streaming after my kids go to bed, but I wanted to take advantage of the little bit of sunlight we had before. I had some animal chores to do, and so I figured I would get that done. But I am going to wrap this up. If you guys have any last minute questions, let me know. Yeah, the cross on their back is it's symbolic, if nothing else. It's interesting. And they like being pet here. They like being pet here. It's called their wither. Darlene, how you doing, Darlene? Here are your donkeys, your favorite donkeys. And Baby Burb, oh my goodness. And Printer Matt said, and you have to say, in a while, crocodile. Okay, guys, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you guys. And as